Hi everyone, happy Pride Month. We're gonna talk about Ben Shapiro. I'm sorry, you guys. But we have to. It's Pride Month. How else can we bring in Pride without addressing Ben Shapiro's very weird obsession with the concept of pride? Here's the video. Here you go. This is the low effort content time, baby. Look at that. Woo! But it's Pride. We're gonna have fireworks. Right? Do I have fireworks effect? Is it fireworking right now? Let me use some rainbows. Let's do rainbow. Rainbow and transition.
Anticipation grows for the most holy month of the year. Of course, I'm speaking of Pride Month, the month when we celebrate one of the 7 deadly sins and all attendant sexual immorality connected with it. Actually, it might be 2 of the deadly sins, actually, depending on which ones we are counting here. But Pride Month is a time when we come together and we spend an entire month honoring LGBTQ plus minus divided by a sign, I, two spirit, happy face emoji, sad face emoji, tilde people, about 30 times.
Oh my God, was Ben trying to be funny? Oh, okay, because he did so much there. There was so much happening at 28 seconds. How do you fit so much words that mean nothing in 28 seconds, Ben? You are gifted at that. I swear. Like, I'm not even being funny. He is so gifted at that. Like, Ben, I mean, making a joke about the LGBTQIA community and just keep it going. Tilde, you guys. I mean, gold. Comedy gold.
Times more than we celebrated all the soldiers who died to preserve our freedom.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. All right. Again, 32 seconds in, we get the whole, we celebrate Pride more than we celebrate our soldiers. I promise you we do not, Ben. I promise you we do not. In fact, I'm pretty certain we have like an entire month dedicated to them. Maybe we should look that up. Maybe we should look that up. Am I lying? Am I a big liar? Let's see, Ben. Let's see if I'm lying. Oh, geez. Ooh. What is it? May? May was military month? Weird. May and November. They get 2 months? The military gets 2 months and people in the LGBTQ community get a month? And they get 2? Now, I may just be a dirty leftist, but I think if my math holds correct, 2 is more than 1, Ben. But maybe because you're so hyper-focused on the LGBTQ community, you're not really aware of that. So, again, if you want to celebrate the military, I mean, you can any day you want. But specifically, you can do it in the month of May and November. Who would have thought?
We have Memorial Day, but we do have Pride Month, which is like a month filled with days. And lest you think, wait, didn't we already have Pride? No, we didn't have Pride Month. We had like Lesbian Visibility Day, and we had like Transgender Awareness Week. We've had there's been a lot of it this year, but Pride Month is
a lot of it. He mentions 2. This is June. This is the 6th month of the year. He mentions 2 things, and that's a lot. Too much for Ben. Of course,
it's basically the high holidays when it comes to secular morality. And so, just like Christmas time, when all of the stores decide that they are going to spruce up by putting holly in the windows and Santa receiving children to give them their Christmas wishes.
I don't know why he phrased it like that.
Festoon all of our corporate stores. Everything in America will be festooned with rainbows. Festooned with the new Pride Progress flags. The rainbows are passé.
Did you just learn what festoon meant?
They didn't include enough BIPOC, transgender little people. So we have to have the world's ugliest flag, the Pride Progress flag, which is the rainbow flag, but it has that weird triangle that comes in from the side, but also has some light pink and light blue on it, and all of the rest. It's all very exciting stuff.
Okay, listen. I know I paused it. Like, if you don't like it, go away. Yes. I will agree with it on something. I'm sorry, you guys. The pride flag is kind of, you might want to redesign it. Just a redesign. Also, Ben, know what you're talking about. That is a symbol of inclusion for BIPOC people you clearly don't like. But that's why it's there. Now, could they redesign it like I said? Yes. And should they? Absolutely. Absolutely redesign it. You guys can do better. I know you can. I believe in you guys. You can redesign the pride flag.
Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why is it that there is a universal wave of celebration of Pride Month? After all,
universal?
Isn't this a country where a large segment of the population actually is traditionally religious? In fact, isn't America the most traditionally religious Western country?
No.
In terms of church attendance, in terms of people who believe in Judeo-Christian morality with regard to sexual mores. Isn't this a country where there still is a pretty significant split over the question of the morality of, say, whether a boy is a girl or a girl is a boy?
What? No. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm maybe pausing a lot. I'm not watching this whole video, by the way, just so you guys know. But holy shit. I don't understand. Don't conservatives also say that the problem we have in this country is that God's not in enough people's hearts, that we took God out of school, that church attendance is at an all-time low? So how can it be at an all-time low, yet still the highest? And those two things don't jive together, Ben. It's got to be one or the other. And I would love to see the numbers that you're talking about. Just like, kind of seems like you're just making shit up, which, you know, you might be, you might not be. I don't know. I don't have numbers in front of me. You don't have numbers in front of you. So maybe we just shouldn't make claims like that. That's just me. Hi, it's me from the future. Ooh. Okay, so in order to be fair, I did look up some of the research, and you'll see in the background here. I looked up some data from the Pew Research specifically, and they do show that though there's been an overall decrease in attendance of America, a lot of obviously with COVID, there are also people who attend more virtually. So, I mean, it's still kind of murky because there's people who, if you look at the 2018 report, that's saying that, yes, we are still one of the most like religious, but then that was in 2018, we're in 2023. So like, that's when the statement was made. And there's been a declining trend of people attending churches and being religious overall. So again, not saying that I'm right or Ben's right or Ben's wrong and I'm wrong. Just saying like there's a bit more room here. So just want to clear that point up by not giving much clarity, but just saying that it's a murky point. It's a murky point. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's get back to the video.
Well, yes, there is, but not in the halls of corporate America. And then you might wonder, well, hold up a second. Isn't corporate America answerable to the people? I mean, after all, doesn't corporate America have to cater to the market? We've been told that capitalism turns everything into a matter of making money. And when you ignore half the audience in the United States, you're probably shrinking your audience size. If you just stayed neutral, wouldn't you be better off?
There's no one ignoring.
You didn't celebrate
Ben.
Pride Month. You didn't celebrate like Christian. You didn't celebrate Christian morals and mores, but you also didn't celebrate Pride Month. All you do is you sell shoes. You're a shoe store and you sell shoes. You have like a giant rainbow display talking about RuPaul's gallivanting around in high heels. And at the same time, you don't have like pictures of nuns wearing shoes. It's just a shoe store. Right? You might think to yourself, wait, wouldn't that be the safest approach for corporate America? And the answer today is no. The answer today is no. Because here's the thing. We on the right, we've been engaging in a tactic where we pick and we choose a few corporations and we bat them about the ears. And that's good. We should be doing that. But is that going to solve the overall problem of corporate America universally to a corporation backing the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign I two-spirit agenda? Is that going to solve the problem?
You can't repeat the joke.
Some people into something reflecting neutrality. But the problem is that we may be on the point of neutrality at this point. The reason I say this is because there's a Harvard Business School study just a couple of years back. It's like 2014 by James Bailey and Hillary Phillips in Harvard Business Review. And here's what the study looked at. What the study looked at is the views of people on the left and people on the right with regard to how they regard corporations. Do they like corporations? Do they not like corporations? And so what they looked at was a fake corporation. They made up a corporation called Jones Corp. And they basically said that they created a few iterations of it. One.
Wow. Okay. Back again from the future. Ooh. Real quick, I tried to find the study that he's talking about, and I couldn't find it for the longest time because the study's not from 2014. It is from 2020. It is from 3 years ago, Ben. Don't know where we got 2014 from. It's published in 2020. Anyways, it's paywalled, so I couldn't really find information directly on it. Like, I'll show you the picture of it. But I did find another article referencing it and quoting them. And so I'm going to put that quote up here. But basically talking about how most companies, most people view that as a good thing. Like, to companies to be political. And, like, it makes sense for them to align to political views and how, like, you know, people would be more likely to purchase things from places that align with their moral beliefs. Just a real quick interjection. I didn't want to make it seem like I didn't try to look these things up. I did, but once again, Ben just is not capable of producing actual information. So here we are. Okay, just before I forget, because he did a lot of talking. I want to kind of circle back to the whole like ignoring half of the population and saying that, oh, because capitalism, doesn't capitalism teach us that you'd make the most money if you ignore half the population? Ben, you are a right-wing online pundit who, for some reason, has a company. By your own definition, you should not be doing what you're doing because you're losing out on money. You're alienating the half of the country that doesn't agree with you, right? So why can you participate in that, but these other businesses can't? Weird, huh? Weird how when you apply your own logic, it kind of falls apart. But also, if corporations who exist to make money have decided that during Pride Month, you know, the month where the LGBTQ community is way more prominent, to cater specifically to them, that must mean that decision makes them money. Because it has always made them money, which is why they do it. There's a reason why, Ben, they don't have shoe stores that show fucking nuns putting on shoes, because nuns aren't a good target to make money from. Most people who are pious aren't really wealthy, right? Nuns aren't rolling in fat stacks. It doesn't seem like it should be a hard concept. You yourself right now are catering to your right-wing audience. You don't have to cater to them. You could just cover the news and not interject any of your opinions, right? Be neutral, make the most money. But you're not doing that, Ben. You're very specifically targeting right-wing people and using scare tactics in order to bolster your own audience and your own revenue. You are doing the same thing you were accusing others of doing. But let's keep this going a little bit longer because I'm fascinated to see what this one study shows.
One was that Jones Corp was a conservative corporation. Iteration number 2 is that it was a neutral corporation, and iteration number 3 is that it was a left-wing corporation. For people who are on the left, if they perceive the corporation as either neutral or left-wing, they're basically indifferent about it. But as soon, literally the moment, that it identified in any way as a conservative corporation, there was a 33% drop in opinion among people of the left. That was not mirrored among people of the right. People of the right basically saw the corporation the same across the board. It's a place that sells me things. But people of the left saw these corporations as innately of the left, which means the neutral space has disappeared. And the right has responded by pointing out, okay, well, if you're saying the neutral space has disappeared and you are clubbing everybody from neutrality into the left, well, then in order to restore neutrality, maybe we have to pull them back to the right. But maybe neutrality just doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, so big, huge fallacy. We're 4 minutes into this video, but I can't imagine how much just bullshit you have in the rest of this video. But let's talk about why this is wrong and bad and dumb. So fictional companies is neutral, left, right, okay? People on the left look at the company and see is it neutral on the left, it's cool. But on the right, they see on the right, bad. Okay, whatever. But then for you to say people on the right didn't view it that way, and you're taking now that one study from Harvard from 2014 and trying to say that is the reality of things and trying to segue that to saying like, see, now the left are beating you guys into submission. Meanwhile, if you go on the internet and look at anything happening to, I don't know, Target, you'll see a lot of people who are on the right are destroying property. The thing you guys fucking hate, apparently, unless it's against corporations you deem to be on the left, but they're going out destroying property. Why do you think that is, Ben? Why do you think that they are deciding to destroy the property of Target? Is it because they view Target as being on the left and can't tolerate that? You're trying to massage it by saying, well, shouldn't they, now to correct it, shouldn't we be more right-wing to make more neutral? But that's not what you're doing, Ben. That's not what's really happening in reality. Again, you're taking a study from 2014 about a fictional company that's not real, and you're trying to extrapolate that one study and to make it seem like, well, this is how the left works, this is how the right works. But if we look at reality, I haven't seen people on the left going to fucking, I don't know, Walmart and destroying shit because Walmart's definitely right-leaning. I haven't seen that happening. I see people on the right going after Target. I see people on the right going after Bud Light, going after beer companies, going after fucking Disney. The same Disney that, wanted to not have on-screen kiss from a same-sex couple. Apparently now they're too woke because they don't want to agree with the don't say gay bill. Like, Benny, buddy, come on. You're better than this. Maybe you're not. I don't know.
Anymore. Maybe these corporations aren't going to have a safe space where they can just, provide you product without having to engage in this game. And unfortunately, that has become the case because there is a group of people, a group of very elite people who get together on a regular basis in the halls of power, and they decide for all of us exactly what social politics are going to be promulgated every time you go to Target, every time you go to Kohl's, every time you go to Disneyland.
Yeah, it's called the people who fucking own those companies. Like, what? What is this? The elites, they get up there and they decide what's going to happen. What are you going to see when you go to these very specific stores that have like a board and like people who run them? Yeah, Ben, that's what kind of happens literally everywhere, right? People who own places decide what's going to happen within the confines of their location. Like that's good, right? That's what you guys always wanted. That's always what's been happening. People do it forever. You go into Target, Target's going to decide what Target displays. Same thing for Kohl's. Same thing for Disney. They're going to decide what happens within their own private property. It's weird that this concept suddenly eludes you guys.
There's a broad-based agreement by investment capital firms that they are going to promote left-wing agenda items, and they're going to do it with the backing of government, but also in collusive fashion. They're going to get together and they're all going to universally push ESG, right? Environmental social governance. The S in ESG is what we're talking about here. Social governance, meaning they wish to push forward a left-wing socialism, agenda. And you will be told exactly what you are supposed to believe. And if you do not like it, they're counting on your apathy to make sure that there is no actual backlash. And if there is backlash, maybe it'll be sporadic. Maybe it'll die out. Because there's one thing they know above all, and that is that the entire ESG superstructure, the funding superstructure for this, is way larger than any individual boycott that conservatives can put together against Bud Light or put together against Target. So how exactly does this really corrupt system work? We'll get to that in just 1 second. First, if you don't trust the federal government and how it's been handling
God, is he doing an ad read?
Money over the past several years,
is she doing an ad read?
Think about diversifying at least a little bit into precious metals. I mean, the fact of the matter is we have 40-year highs in inflation because all of these supposed experts are not really very good at their job. Right now, there are central banks around the world that are starting to diversify away from the U.S. dollar thanks to inflation, deficit spending, and, of course, our insurmountable national debt. But gold is a great way for you to diversify against the vicissitudes of it.
Is he selling fucking... Is this going to tell me to fucking buy gold?
The U.S. dollar, you can own gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account with the help of Birch Gold. That is correct. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k, maybe from a previous employer, into an IRA in gold. The best part? You're not going to pay a penny out of pocket. I bought gold from Birch Gold in preparation for uncertain economic times, and you should do the same. Diversification is just a smart strategy. When currencies fail, gold is a safe haven. How much more time does the dollar have? I don't know, but one thing I do know is that diversification is a smart thing to do. Birch Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers. Text BEN to 989898. Get your free info kit on gold. Again, text BEN to 989898 today. Text BEN to 989898 to get started. Okay, so there is a superstructure that...
First off, terrible segue. You learn from Hassan at least. You gotta gently do it. You can't just go like, well, these corporations are bad and awful. But if you don't trust the government, like what? Ben, I think you should work on your segues, to be honest. Also, hawking gold in the middle of this it's pure comedy. But we're gonna stop reacting to this because that is holy shit, Ben. What is wrong with you? What is actually wrong with you? God, that was a... God, how long is this video? 17-minute video I'm doing right now. Maybe I'll edit it down a little bit. Probably not, though, because this is lower for content time, baby. But 17 minutes. And I only covered, like, the first 8 minutes. Because he does so... That's the Ben Shapiro tactic. He just jams in so much bad information and just so much... like, just essentially lies so quickly that you have to take time out to even address a couple of them. It takes such a long time because he's so demonstrably wrong. But his obsession with gay people is insane. Bro, it literally has like 4 other videos talking about pride. Like literally on his channel, he has like 4 videos talking about pride right now. A couple talking about how Elon saved Twitter, but he's using like pride stuff. It's insane. He himself is using Pride Month as a way to bolster his own views, right? He's doing the exact same shit he's accusing corporations of doing. Taking the month of June and focusing it on the LGBTQ community. He just does it a little bit more extreme, but he's doing the same thing. Granted, he's been on the trans tirade for forever, but he's doing the same thing right now because he knows, like the corporations fucking know, if you want to talk about gay people, now is the time because this is their month. Oh, Ben, your content sucks.